Alright, YouTube, this is TheKillerNacho again, and I have a battle for you here today against a pretty excellent Wi-Fi battler named Zach. And this is a pretty excellent battle, so let's go ahead and get into it, because it was actually really, really close. And he really could have swept, but we'll see if I can avoid that. Either way, this is a battle, and I am going to lead with my Mega Gallade, mainly because I don't really have like a dedicated lead on this team, so I was like, looking at his team, I'm like, okay, unless he leads with his Talonflame, I should be okay. And he ends up leading with Garchomp, which is fine, because if he leads with Garchomp, I'm kind of thinking that this is probably Bulk Chomp, and I know that I can get up a free Swords Dance, as he probably just goes for the Stealth Rocks, and I end up predicting correctly as he just goes for them, and that's pretty cool, because it gives me a free Swords Dance, and even if this is Bulky Chomp, I'm like, okay, a close combat has got to kill, right? This is Mega Gallade. I have a Swords Dance, close combat, get wrecked, go away. And indeed, it does kill him, as he does have the Rough Skin, which does hurt me a little bit, but totally worth it. Took rid of that Garchomp really early. And now he goes into Talonflame, and I do not want to take a flying move, obviously. It would be priority due to Gale Wings, and I do have a minus defense, so there's no way I would live it. So I go into Heatran, thinking that this thing would be, and I have to stop assuming this, but a choice-banded Talonflame, which is the set I prefer. But, yeah, clearly it is not, because he uses Acrobatics, making it clear that he doesn't have an item. Naturally, when I look at their teams on Team Preview, I don't even, like, I should have noticed on Team Preview this thing didn't have an item. But, apparently I'm really bad at noticing these things. And, yeah, that sucks for me. Either way, I'm going to go for the taunt, because if I'm going to stop this Talonflame from sweeping, I cannot let it get a third freaking Swords Dance. That is the last thing I can let happen. And, yeah, I just go for the Fire Blast to get some damage, but he is going to take down my Heatran. But I do have a Choice Scarf Extratrill. I resist Acrobatics, but he has a ton of attack, and Extratrill isn't the bulkiest thing, so I'm like, well, this is my only chance to avoid the sweep, and there you go. Extratrill clutching out, survives with 8 HP, and gets off that Rock Slide. Like I said, I was a Choice Scarf Extratrill, so it's not like he could have used a fire move instead, because I would have outsped him then, so thank God I avoided that. So, yeah, he goes into Azumarill now, and he just goes for the Aqua Jet, which is pretty obvious, but I didn't think I had enough HP to switch back in anyway. And unfortunately, I can't go to the rocks now either, because that was my Rapid Spinner. Yeah, I go into Doublade now, and I do that because I think I should be able to take the Aqua Jet pretty nicely. I kind of assume this thing is, Choice banded, so that's pretty cool. And I do predict the switch here into Extratrill, looking at his team, which ends up being pretty righteous for me. Being the fact that he does go into Extratrill, and he does not take that Sacred Sword very nicely. And now I'm just going to go for the Shadow Sneak, hoping to finish it off before it can get an Earthquake off on me. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite kill, which I was like on the fence whether it would or not. And I do take that Earthquake, and I don't take it extremely nicely, but I do take it nonetheless. Well, I actually do take it pretty nicely, considering it's a stab super effective Earthquake. But Doublade also has a ton of defense, which is one of the reasons I kind of like it. Now, I do, as you see, kill that with Shadow Sneak, and he goes back to Azumarill, and I don't know why I just didn't go for the Shadow Sneak again, actually. I probably should have, considering it's pretty obvious he was just going to go for a Waterfall or something, which does kill me. So, I was hoping I would live. I think I was going for my Iron Head attack, but, oh well. I go into Melodic now, and I just go for the Scald, figuring that if he does go out into his Scizor or stays in, burn on either one of those things would be pretty awesome. And if I believe, like I said, he's Choice Banded, so it's not like I don't think he can do a whole lot of damage to me with Scald. Instead, he goes into Kyurem Black, which is a Pokemon that's pretty scary. Just a astonishing amount of attacking stats. It is pretty slow though. And I'm hoping that my Gallade, who has decent special defense, can tank one of these, what is it, Terra Volts or whatever. Zekrum's signature move, but now this thing that's merged with Zekrom has it too. And I do thankfully take it, and due to the fact that Mega Gallade has some nice base speed, I'm able to outspeed it and hit it with a close combat, and that makes me happy. So now he goes back into Azumarill, and at this point I was just willing to fodder Gallade. It's not like Gallade can because the two remaining Pokemon should be able to kill me with their priority moves. at this point, so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to fodder it. Instead, he ends up trying, I guess predicting a switch, trying to go for a Play Rough or a Waterfall, so I'm able to actually kill the thing with a Psycho Cut crit. I don't know if the crit mattered, but either way, it was pretty nice for me because he didn't lock himself into that priority Aqua Jet, which, yeah, allows me to kill Azumarill. So his last Pokemon is this Mega Scizor, which he is obviously going to be able to take out my Gallade, but now I'm going to go on to Melodic. I'm hoping to get a burn off on Scald, so that's what I decided to do. I know I can resist Bullet Punch. He's going to go for Bug Bite instead, and he ends up critting, which really, really, really hurts, because that means it might be a 2-hit KO, but I do get the burn off the Scald. Thank God. And then I make a kind of dumb play. I wanted to go into Dragonite, because I know I can take a Bug move pretty well on it, and I'm like, okay, I can go into Dragonite, finish this off with him. But then I forgot about what Bug Bite does. I have the Lumberry on this Dragonite, you know, to avoid Will-O-Wisp, so to preserve sweeps and stuff, but yeah, Bug Bite ends up eating my berry, and now the thing's healed, and now I'm kind of worried. I go for the Earthquake, don't have Fire Punch. I thought I did actually have Fire Punch with this Dragon. I do not. But Earthquake does enough damage for me to be able to outspeed it with Extreme Speed. As you might know, Extreme Speed has a higher priority than Bullet Punch, so I'm able to kill it. I'm able to avoid the little mishap and kill it with Dragonite. So, good game there, Zach. It was pretty fun. Gotta remember to check the opponent's team preview, especially Talonflames. I should really check on those, because those could have that acrobatic set, which would be immediately apparent if they don't have an item. So since Pokemon's creation, there have been 3 types added to the game. That would be first Steel and Dark in Gen 2, and now in Gen 6, Fairy. Which of these types did you originally hate the most, and which ones do you originally like the most? I originally really did like the Dark type, and I originally hated the Fairy type. But the Fairy type has grown on me. But leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Bye!